been arrived between the employee and the employer.
Right. Now the last question, sir. What if there is no union? I think this question is that how do I deal with each workman if there is no union? Now, if there is a union, we know there is one point of contact, right? But if there is no union, do you mean to say that I have to talk to each and every individual worker, or how do I do it?
No, there are 2-3 possibilities. Number one, if you are functioning, then you can call these all employees during the lunch time or the shift break time and address them on a common platform, number one, or else you can address the workmen shift wise. You can appoint representatives either through them or appoint your representatives amongst the workers, discuss with them, understand their aspects, and thereafter you take the inputs from the worker and resolve it. So this is an ideal solution. In regards where you are not functioning, where there I have also now recently seen some of my clients doing with the virtual means of the conferences, that is through Zoom and all, where you can call them at a common time as we have done today and discuss with them on a common platform of Zoom and explain them that this is the situation of the company and this is what we are planning to do.
And probably record that also, because that facility is also there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Now, despite all efforts from the employer as well as employee side, what if no settlement is reached?
I've answered this.
Oh, yeah, right.
But still, I'll repeat, no worries. If they are unable to settle by themselves, submit a request to the concerned labor authorities. This is what has been observed by the Honorable Supreme Court, page 26, center of that page. So if you are unable to draw some settlement amongst yourself, you will have to go to the Labor Commission.
Okay. But in the meantime, with due respect to that, they can start working. No? There is no problem with that.
They could dispute, sir. Please understand, even in the order, if you read, the dispute would be only for that 54 days.
Correct, correct.
Following that 18th May or unlock from 1st June, if let us say that way in Maharashtra, if I'm talking from Mumbai and Maharashtra.
Yeah.
Most of the industries have started now. So it is very clear, for number of days the employee has worked, he will get wages. For number of days he has not worked, he will not work. So probably there is no dispute per se in regards to the now current situation. The dispute is more of the lockdown period. So he can continue working, he can be an employee, he can get his regular wages, routine wages, what, and this dispute all before the labor commissioner can still go on.
So in all fairness to the employer, the employees also should start working, no? Wherever possible. Wherever possible. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was the only point I was trying to make. Once the final verdict of Supreme Court is received, can the status of whatever this settlement is arrived at, whether in writing or otherwise, change?
Good question.
क्योंकि क्या होगा सर, क्या बोलेंगे, इतना सब मेहनत करके, सब बातचीत करके, सब लंच ब्रेक में, स्टाफ का शिफ्ट ब्रेक में बुला के सबको बात किया, पटाया, 2-4 ऑफिसर हमारे लगाए, एक सेटलमेंट टर्म्स करा के लिया, अभी जाके यार वर्डिक्ट आ गया वापस सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, अभी क्या करें?
Let me read page 27 clause 3 for you in totality.
Yeah.
Private establishment industries factory shall permit the workers stroke employees to work in their establishment who are willing to work, which may be without prejudice to rights of the workers employees regarding the unpaid wages above 50 days. The private establishment factories who proceed to take step as per direction clause 1, clause 2 shall publish and communicate about their such steps to the workers and the employees for their response participation. The settlement, if now this is very important, I request all participants to carefully hear this. The settlement, if any, as indicated above, shall be without prejudice to the rights of the employer and employee, which is pending adjudication in these writ petitions. So I believe I don't need to explain much. You have got your answer. Okay. And I've been, very well pointing out this aspect that there has been a suggestion of arriving to a settlement, and if otherwise tomorrow in the last week of July or whenever the final verdict comes, if it says that the employer is liable to pay the whole wages of that lockdown period, and you have arrived to a settlement of waiver, then that would be a challenge before you.
So considering this, it would be in our best interest as an employer to make some settlement, isn't it?
It is good to draw some settlement as of now. It's
Yeah.
in best interest, what I would suggest. Only in circumstances if you are unable, because even if final verdict comes, directing the worker, employer to pay full wages, we will still have some options, what I believe, because otherwise there appears to be no meaning, as you rightly said, of this big petition of the Honorable Supreme Court in this aspect. Because if it goes without prejudice, then there is all these efforts which have been going to go in vain. There's no sense and logic to that. So certainly I anticipate that some prospective observations would come in regards to the settlement which would be arrived in due course of time.
Right. So I think it is in our best interest to start the dialogue and arrive at something on paper. Definitely. Now the Supreme Court has said that the settlement arrived at should be publicized and communicated. How we are supposed to do this, sir?
Now, publicize and communicate means two things. Number one, that it has to reach to every employee. It should not happen that you take a signature of an employee on a piece of paper and add upon the supplements to it saying that there is a supplement. So he should have a knowledge of it. Every worker should know that what he has signed, what settlement he has arrived. Publicize means that it has to be informed to the Labor Commissioner about it. With a covering letter, it would be obligatory on the part of the employers to inform it to the Labor Commissioner about the settlement.
So even if they don't have a union?
There's no aspect of union or not. You have arrived to a settlement amongst their workmen. They can submit that draft before the Labor Commissioner and inform that, because I will tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
The settlement which is arrived amongst the employer and employee, more essentially in accordance to the section 18(1), which is 2P settlement, popularly called as 2P settlement, is advantageous to both. Let me say, though I am addressing the employers, let me say both, for its effective enforceability. Because once it is registered with the Labor Commissioner, you can very much ensure that it is enforceable. You can see that it is executed in totality. So this is of great help to the employer and employee both.
Sir, why I'm asking you this, because when I was speaking to some of my industrial friends, they said, "अरे हमारा यूनियन ने हमको बताने का कुछ जरूरत नहीं लेबर ऑफिसर को, हम क्यों बताएं? हम सेटलमेंट अराइव कर दिया है." Okay, ऐसा.
Please see the order. It doesn't say so.
Okay. Right. What if some ad hoc here? Sir, I'll go a little back. Just once. I would like to take one poll over here and one question also, which is already submitted. This person is asking, when should I do the policy on wage reduction post-lockdown? When is the right time?
You can do right now.
Right now. Answer is right now. So let me try to understand from the audience that how much restructuring, Tushar, if you could just put that question on the chat box, how much restructuring you think you would do in the salaries for FY 2021? I'm repeating my question. How much restructuring you think you would do in the salaries of FY 2021? A, 10 से 25%, B, 25 से 50%, and C, no change. Just you could type A, B, or C in the chat box. A, 10 to 25%, B, 25 to 30, 50%, C, no change. Could anybody help me?
It's mainly fluctuating between A and C. with a little bit of B also in between. So basically, it's
Okay.
more of A and C.
Okay. Okay. So many believe that there will be no change. अभी ये तो पूछा ही नहीं सर, इंक्रीमेंट देंगे क्या, ये भी पूछ लो.
Please.
कितने लोग इंक्रीमेंट देने वाले हैं, yes or no in FY 2021? I'm just joking, let this be. So again, good intentions of our participants, 10 to 25%.
But it is all
Very hurting at the moment.
I think it's all no which is coming in for increment.
Good. Chalo. Next. What if some ad hoc or advance payment has been already done towards lockdown wages? Is it possible to adjust that ad hoc or advance amounts so paid? Now, अभी समझो 25% ही दिया होगा और अभी हम लोग सेटलमेंट पे अराइव किया कि 50% देना है, तो can I adjust this 25% in this 50%?
Yes.
I can.
By virtue of settlement, yes.
Yes. And if the employer has paid the full wages, now this was the interesting question. If the employer has paid full wages for the lockdown period, can he still negotiate on the basis of this order?
Absolutely. If his workers consent to, and if presuming that he has paid full wages for the entire lockdown period, so the following wages of June, if he wants to work out something, it can be worked out. But one thing has to be understood, that this settlement which has been proposed by Honorable Supreme Court is only for lockdown period. So this benefit cannot be passed on to the following period, according to me.
No, yeah, that's true. I'm talking only about the lockdown period.
So now the aspect is already paid for lockdown period. You cannot barter now with the wages of the following months, because please understand here.
No, not with the following month, sir. I will put it as an example, okay? मैंने अप्रैल मई का पूरा 100% दे दिया. अब मेरे अभी बातचीत उनसे होती है, right? कि और they are convinced also कि नहीं 50% is generally industry में 50 दिया है. मेरे पे अभी बहुत प्रेशर आ रहा है सर, रिजर्व्स नहीं है और आगे धंधा जाके करने को डिफिकल्टी है, तो ये हम लोग एडजस्ट करके आपका थोड़ा थोड़ा करके मैं 2-3 पगार में से रिकवर करूंगा जो 50% एक्स्ट्रा दिया है वो, एंड आई अराइव एट अ सेटलमेंट टर्म.
Let me tell you one thing, sir.
Yeah.
If we need to understand this question with perspective of this order, the answer would be no. However, broadly understanding the scope of section 18, answer is yes. Please understand, whatever has been suggested by Honorable Supreme Court is very much a part of statute under the industrial dispute. What the Honorable Supreme Court has tried to advise is to explore this option of arbitration conciliation, which is the very essence of Industrial Dispute Act.
Right.
Please understand that presently the Honorable Supreme Courts and our High Courts of various states are very much proactively participating to see that the issues are resolved through various mediations. So this is one of the mode by virtue of this order, where the court is trying to have a mediation option amongst the worker and the employer without third party involved.
Correct.
Now, why I'm trying to explain more in detail about this question is, you have paid the wages for the lockdown period. The dispute is lockdown period. You have in totality paid the wages of the lockdown period. So nothing remains payable for you. Now, at this in month of June, you feel that though you have paid the wages of April and June to support the workers so that they do not face the heat of the lockdown and the wages default and things and on. So you have paid them in totality. But however, in month of June, you are unable to sustain yourself. So you settlement with the workers. In all majority, record their signatures, submit before the Honorable Labour Commissioner that, sir, we have arrived to end settlement wherein we are unable to pay the full wages of month of June, and we are only going to pay 50%, so on, whatever it is, 60%, 70%, that can be certainly done. That can be certain.
Right. Because why I asked you this pertinent question is because there was a चर्चा going on, on the WhatsApp group that यार मैंने पूरा भर दिया तो मैंने कुछ बड़ा जुल्म किया क्या, अभी मेरे को प्रेशर आ रहा है. So the answer for them is this, that yes, they can still arrive at some settlement.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the lockdown 3, which ended on 17th May, that is the 54 days का calculation जो हमने बताया, establishments were allowed to start partially with effect from 18th of May, depending on the areas in which they are. So if I'm calling, if I'm calling 25% of my employees, do I have to pay for the rest 75% also?
देखिए, now the answer is you will have to work out settlement for this also. Presently with the unlock, let me say
Yeah.
now, unlock in state
One.
of Maharashtra. Okay, one, let's say unlock one. So, and with unlock one, all our employers are facing this challenge, and this is the most probable question which is coming up.
Yeah.
Now, some of the establishment they say just call 10%. There are some of the establishment they have been advised to call only 25%. In this circumstances, those employees who are willingly and ready to come to the establishment, but due to they being distantly located or residing distantly from the location of the establishment are unable to come. With these employees, you can come up with a settlement. What I would advise, though this may not be the part of the Supreme Court order, in my opinion, you can work out with a settlement with those employees and pay them some wages till the unlock, full unlock comes. Let us say absolute unlock comes and you are able to function in totality.
Okay. Or, there could be, like if I call some of and give every employee a chance. If I make 4 batches or 25% हर एक हफ्ते में बुलाओ, so I can give everybody a chance to earn something. Can I do it that way also?
This option is available, but
That
what
is
is happening in some of the factories or establishment, the challenge is the distance. Now, if let me take an example that you have a factory in Boisar, and if the majority employees are situated around, then there is no problem. You can have this, roster when you can call 25% of employees through roster in totality. But if
correct.
somebody is staying in Virar, somebody is staying in Borivali, somebody is staying in Andheri,
In Bombay, that is a challenge, yes.
he cannot reach Boisar, though he is willingly ready
Correct,
to
correct.
come for the
Correct.
employee. No
I
fault of it.
understand.
But
I
there is a
understand.
transportation issue present. So such employees will have to be human to
Correct.
such employees and try to resolve it.
Right, right. And but what if the employees refuse to come even after declaring open? Refuse, I mean.
Yeah. If yeah, it's a good
Bahanabaji. Bahanabaji.
yeah. To such employees, let me take your next question also with this. What
No
if
problem. Yeah.
some workers have gone to native place without informing? Both these amounts to misconduct. So
Okay.
appropriate disciplinary action can be taken against these workers when you can issue memos, show cause, charge sheet to such workers.
Okay. And is there a different treatment for the workers in containment zone?
Containment workers who are residing in containment zone again are not advised to move out with no fault of theirs. So coming to the
So,
first question is where they are unable to reach to the establishment.
correct, correct.
You all can work out a solution and pay them something.
Similar solution will apply. Yes, yes. I agree. Can union or fellow workers prevent any worker from coming to work? And if this is observed, whether we have any remedy?
Absolutely. Now coming first to the answering to the fellow workers. If the fellow workers prevent any workers, this again amounts to misconduct on part of that worker. So appropriate disciplinary action, even to much less immediate suspension of such workers can be done. If there is any union trying to prevent the set of workers from entering into the establishment, you can approach the industrial court of your jurisdiction and take appropriate orders from the honorable court.
Okay. Can an employer terminate the services of an employee during the lockdown?
Now, as far as the advisory of MHA 29th March 2020, was concerned, which has been withdrawn on 17th May. It advised not to terminate workers, which has been recalled on 17th May with effect from now. There is no effect of it from 18th May onwards. However, the state advisories and directions which has been issued prevents the employer from terminating any employee during the lockdown period. However, let me add to it that it says terminating the workers, but however, with accordance to due process of law, like if you have started your functioning of company, and as the previous question which was put, wherein he is trying to prevent the other employee to enter into the premises where a serious misconduct has been attributed on the part of the workman. In such circumstances, we can initiate disciplinary inquiry, conduct the inquiry. After the reports and findings, we can accordingly dismiss such employees. So, in my humble opinion, nothing prevents us from doing such disciplinary action against the employee who has indulged in the
Okay.
misconduct.
So
As
on
far as
uh,
termination, let me add further. As far as termination, any which ways, by virtue of the MRTO and PLP Act in Maharashtra and the Industrial Dispute Act, you can any which way you cannot terminate an employee without following due process of law.
so with following due courses of law, barabar hai sir, but during lockdown, because I thought, you know what, the 29th March order, उसमें से सिर्फ coercive action नहीं लेने का उतना ही निकाला है ना, only that portion they have removed. No?
Coercive action जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऑब्जर्व किया है वो स्टैट्यूटरी रेगुलेटरीज के अगेंस्ट किया हुआ है. Please
Okay,
understand.
Okay.
Please understand the interim order passed by the Honorable Supreme Court. It
Yeah.
says that the statutory authorities will not take coercive step. It doesn't
Okay.
bring you out that you have not done the offense. Presumably, if you have terminated, presumably if you have not paid wages, and the labor commissioner authorities want to initiate action against you, they can do so, but they cannot move further into the aspect, like penalizing you or taking any penal action against you, arrest, or that sort of, or execution. That cannot be done.
Okay.
Until
Right. थोड़ा इंश्योरेंस का सर पूछने का, though it is not related to the Supreme Court order, but ये बहुत लोगों के माइंड में है. So has COVID insurance been made mandatory by the government? If yes, its applicability to ESI covered employees and not ESI covered.
Yeah. Now, the MHA guidelines of unlock, as well as the respective municipal corporations operating in the respective areas, have also issued their advisories, wherein as a precondition for starting the factories and the establishment is of taking insurance policy of COVID of those employees who are going to resume duty.
Correct.
In short, it is mandatory. Number two,
Yes.
as far as ESI is covered, ESIC covers every disease including virus. COVID-19 is a virus. So certainly, according to me, you are not required to take insurance for those
Especially.
Yeah, who are not under special COVID insurance for those employees who are covered under ESIC.
Correct. But for those who are not covered in the purview of ESIC, to fall out of the purview, उनके लिए लेना जरूरी है ना?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when should this insurance start from, sir? अभी किधर resumption ही नहीं हुआ work का, तो whether we should start immediately or from resumption of work?
From the day you resume the work,
Okay.
the concerned employee or the worker,
Okay.
the insurance should have the force.
Okay.
I will tell you, I want to explain this.
Yeah.
Just assume that you start your establishment from 15th of June.
Correct.
As per the law. You invite the workers to resume duty. They resume duty as per the guidelines.
Correct.
And one of
हेलो
So
हेलो
who is the liability?
नहीं सर
So in
सर थोड़ा
that,
बैंडविड्थ का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, एक मिनट वापस आपको बताना पड़ेगा सर.
yeah. Can I repeat? Yeah. Now taking an example that you start your establishment on 15th of June, and on 15th of June, the number of employees who are resuming duty, maybe say 10%, 20%, 50%, whatever it is, of which one or two employees get infected of COVID-19. In that circumstances, the entire liability of the expenses of such employees is of company.
Correct.
So is it not advisable that from the day the employee resumes on duty, he should be covered under the insurance?
Why I had asked this question, अभी रिज्यूम हुआ ही नहीं, वी आर नॉट एबल टू स्टार्ट वर्क इवन एज ऑफ टुडे, समझो. तो मैं आज से ही ले लूं उनका पॉलिसी या जब से वर्क चालू करूंगा जब से लूं?
जब से पॉलिसी चालू करते हो तभी से ही
काम चालू करते थे. यानी उसको घर पे बैठ के अगर हो गया कोविड तो इज द एम्प्लॉयर रिस्पॉन्सिबल?
That is this.
That is his risk. Okay, okay. These completes the FAQs which we had, and there are some specific questions, sir, which were already circulated. तो वो पहले लेता हूँ मैं.
ठीक है.
These are the contact of Mahesh ji and myself. You can, instead of, if you have some one-to-one with Mahesh ji, you can take it with him. But we have some general things relating to the industry. It could be routed through us. We will route it to him in a proper format. एक question sir ऐसा है, how to calculate ESI contribution on part salary or non-refundable ad hoc payment? I think we have covered this now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Refundable if you treat them as wages, and the part salary which has been paid at the same proportion which you have paid, you will have to calculate.
Yeah, yeah. And is it necessary to negotiate with employee? Yes, that we have told him. Is negotiated amount refundable if Supreme Court gives judgment in favor of employers?
I believe you will have to endorse one of such clause also in the settlement.
But will it be valid? Will it be tenable?
It will not be tenable, but let's now, that still remains. That's the real challenge of this settlement.
And one specific question was, we are a private trust, so most of this crowd is printers, but एक कोई दूसरे से आया है, they have also come today as participants. I will just put that question. We are private trust and recipient of grant in aid from government and other private donations. We have paid salaries for March and April. No funds are available to pay even statutory bills. The Union of Employees have started tirade of emails and they will not stop there. How to deal with the problem, not just in immediate present, but also in future. I think settlement should be.
Yeah, the settlement is the only option. If you have a union in majority, you will have to take the union as well in the confidence. The union, them understand that you are and you are running short of the funds, you are unable to make the payments because of the consequences and things, and explain them the situation.
So
and try to
what I wanted to ask here is, can they bypass the union? No, no.
If the workers permit to. I will tell you this challenge. Uday sir, you are well aware of this.
Yes, yes.
The aspect is that I'm not commenting, let it be not taken as personal, but the union generally try to prevail upon workers. And that true and real representative of theirs is only this union. And whatever the union advice has to be strictly followed. This is sometimes out of fear, sometimes out of love, sometimes out of some other reason. So, if the union is in majority, maybe if you have 100 employees and 80 employees are with them, you cannot bypass them you cannot do any settlement other by taking them in confidence, working out through their representation. So the situation is that in this such circumstances, it is better to discuss with the union and figure if you have other options, strategies where you feel that you can bypass the union and still work it out, you can try that. What is ultimately important is the endorsement of the workers to a settlement. It is not the union. The union is just a representing body, but the affected party is the worker.
But yes, sir, we have also seen in some cases, this goes to hero worship sort of thing. And once they are in their hands, they are in their hands. It is difficult.
That's the reason I didn't comment much.
Yeah, I know. So the best thing, sir, जिसने भी ये पूछा है, I would like to maintain the confidentiality and I won't specify who has asked. But जिन्होंने भी ये पूछा है, the best solution is you start a dialogue with your workers and arrive at some settlement. I think that is the only nicer way of doing it. Can layoff to certain staff be considered? उनका ये सवाल है, sir. Can layoff to certain staff be considered with a condition that they will be reinstated in case of any improvement in financial condition in future?
There cannot be a condition to layoff. Layoff, sir, is provided under section 25C and 25M. So 25C speaks about the compensation if you are announcing a layoff. 25M speaks about if you are above 100. In that circumstances, you need to take permissions and consent of the state authority, that is Labor Commission. As far as this present situation is concerned, it is also defined by 19th Feb 2020, the circular and order issued by the government of India, wherein this pandemic has been announced to be as force majeure. So under this force majeure, if wherein under the clause 25M, the mandatory provisions of taking permission can be excluded, and you will have to apply and intimate the labor commissioner about your going for layoff, and reasons, logical reasons therein recorded in the annexure.
So just for the knowledge of the audience, we need to tell layoff is what is layoff. Probably they may not know.
Yeah.
Some of them might.
Is a situation wherein you are unable to run your factory or a company for reasons wherein you are unable to procure raw material, you are unable to procure, let me say, there is some other reasons of electric supply, there is some reasons of natural calamity or a calamity under a circumstances wherein you are unable to perform the duties, including the force majeure. So in that circumstances, it has been provided under the statute that 50% of the basic and DA for the duration of layoff can be paid to the workers to compensate them unless and until you are able to restore your regular business. So this is what is layoff.
Right. Okay. We are through with these questions which were asked beforehand. Abhi, Radha, can you help us with questions in the chat box?
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll start with the first question, which was like someone had asked, what is the case and the judgment number?
Can you be a little louder, Radha?
Someone had asked, what is the case and the judgment number?
For what?
For this, the entire Supreme Court order.
Please note, Radha ji, Radha ma'am, for all the audience, for the audience who has put this question, it is writ petition C diary number 10983 of 2020.
Okay.
The order has been passed on 12th June 2020.
Okay, fine, sir.
10983, yeah, Radha, 10983.
10983. Yeah.
You can put it in the chat box if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Another question.
The next question is: some big companies have laid off their employees. So, in this situation, do the employees have any recourse? Does the Supreme Court give any relief to these employees?
The issue of layoff is not before the Supreme Court. The issue is of the wages during the lockdown. So unions have filed their application as intervening, supporting the advisory of the government of India dated 29th March 2020, wherein the advisory suggested to pay the wages for the lockdown period, which has been opposed or challenged in the petition. So the petition is limited to that.
Okay. The next question is, what are the payments which need to be done to the employees who are getting laid off? I mean,
It is basic and DA, 50% of basic and DA.
okay. Just 1 moment. Someone has asked the extra expenses done for those 54 days during lockdown retainment of the workers, namely flooding, lodging, and working premises. Can these expenses be adjusted against the advance payment? Or under which head it can be adjusted?
Again, the answer would be by consent or by virtue of settlement. The advances which you have paid, you can draw a caption to this expenses made, like COVID relief expenses, and thereby adjust those against the advances. But subject to, again, because now this arrangement which have been made, like lodging, boarding, food, and all that aspects, has been done for the prospect of the industry and the business. And obviously, if the employee is safeguarded, you are able to run the business. So we cannot force upon the employee to pay the expenses of the safety measures taken by us.
The next question has been answered, but I will still repeat it. Post-lockdown, government has allowed only 33% attendance. What is the policy to pay those who are not allowed to work? B, also somebody is not allowed to report to work because he lives in a containment area and will not be allowed till lockdown is over.
We have answered this.
Yeah. So,
yeah, you can go to the next.
okay, just 1 moment. In this unlock period, how do we make payment to the employees and how do we deal with their excuses for not attending?
If you feel that the reasons mentioned by the workers are genuine, then it can be ignored. But if you find that they are lame excuses, the disciplinary action can be initiated against those workers.
Okay. The next question is, just 1 moment. Is it mandatory to inform the negotiation agreement to court, or to whom we should report, or to no need?
It is not mandatory to inform to the Honorable Supreme Court. You have to register it with the Honorable Labor Commissioner's Office, Deputy Labor Commissioner Office and Labor Commissioner, based on your district.
Okay. The next question is, can the advance wages be adjusted against bonus?
The answer again is
settlement.
Okay. I think everything boils down to settlement.
Yeah, basically that is why I think the Honorable Supreme Court, that is why has given a broad thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sir?
that's right. It has given you a wider scope and broad, and without confining the ambit of the settlement, that only this would be covered under the settlement. They have made it more wider.
Okay. The next question is, Mumbai is still in lockdown. Still, we have to consider 54 days or till extended lockdown period?
The Mumbai is not only on the lockdown, let me tell you, even the state government advisory is still in force. So that way, everything is in force in regards to of wages and the other directives which has been made by state government and the Labor Commissioner Office.
And sir, I think even Supreme Court has somewhere said, you know better, that this agreement, that this settlement can go beyond the lockdown period also, you know. till the things are resolved in that particular area. Yeah.
While dealing with one of your question, I've already stated categorically.
Yeah.
Yeah, section 18(1), you have a brighter scope. You can do that.
Yeah.
Asked why is it considered only for 54 days? Because Mumbai has been under lockdown till 7th of June.
Please understand the challenge before the Honorable Supreme Court is primarily of the order dated 29th March 2020 passed by Union of India, wherein that order came in force from 23rd March 2020 until 17th of May 2020. That's the reason we see it draws the scope of only 54 days.
Okay. The next question is, government has allowed only 10% or 10 people at work from 1st of June. Now, in this case, what happens to the wages of the workers who want to come but are not allowed by employer to come due to the said government restriction?
It is the same, let me tell you. You will have to work it out now. Some who are willing to come, unable to come because of the reasons of distance. Some though staying nearby, but you don't need them as such. Such things have to be worked out amicably because there is no, presently there is no observation to that effect as to how such employees have been.
Sir, I think rotation of duties could be an answer over here.
Of duties would be the option for those who stay nearby. By virtue of rotation of duty, for some period, one or the other employee will remain unemployed or he will not resume duty. So he may think that though I am offering myself to resume on duty, still I am not getting employment. So that dispute remains in the spite of the roster. So the idea is
just a question emanating from this. Just a question emanating from this. Then in this period of unlock where we are partially working, whether we can pay only for those days on which they are working, or we will have to pay for the entire?
No, this is attendance based, so no problem. You will have to pay only for those days which they are working.
Okay. Yeah, Radha, you can go ahead.
Okay. A few people have asked for the soft copy of the order. The interim.
Yeah, we can give them.
Sir, I would request you to arrange. You can.
I can give them.
Yeah. Okay. We have some more. If we have reached in a settlement with our employees, do we still have to inform the labor officer?
लिया ना राधा हम लोग ने.
Yeah. Okay, and does it need to be submitted for the staff also, or just for the workers?
No, only workmen.
I have answered this also. Staff who fall under the ambit of workmen, yes.
Okay. What are the chances from legal point of view that ESIC may be directed to pay wages? Is there any
This dispute is very broad on perspection. Let me explain you that the ESIC is a social welfare legislation, and there is an argument wherein this period is period of sickness, wherein the employee under this circumstances has been forced to go on leave. Now, the preamble of ESIC is to ensure the benefit to the employees when they are in sickness. However, the basic definition between the present situation and that provided under the ESIC Act is that when you actually fall sick and the benefit would passed on to you when you need sickness leave, or by virtue of which you are sick and then it's an extended leave. Here, this is in anticipation or for prevention of sickness. Now, lockdown basically was being implemented to avoid sickness. So this is a very thin line argument which is there for the consideration before the Supreme Court in that aspect. which SIC corporation is having with it is for the development, for passing on the benefit number two, the upliftment of the hospitals and medical services provided by them. I don't know with some of my participants may be knowing that around 7,000 crore rupees as reserved and unclaimed contribution remains with the SIC corporation. And that is the reason that the petition has been filed eyeing on this huge amount which has been unutilized or underutilized for this duration. So that is the reason that this petition has been filed with an prospect that if that unreserved fund could be diverted towards supporting or assisting for wages to the employers for the lockdown. So all these aspects are there before the Supreme Court, and we hope that the judgment is passed and justice is delivered to all who deserve.
Okay. If the company is terminating with consent, what are the obligations to be paid to the employees?
There is no termination by consent. There cannot be a termination by consent. It can be resignation.
It can be resignation, yeah.
It can be a resignation, and accordingly, he can resign, and then a gratuity or other compensation can be paid to the concerned employee. Just for a moment. Hello. चाबी वॉचमैन को दे दीजिए जरा गाड़ी करके वो शायद उठाने नहीं देंगे आप उधर जाके उसको चाबी देके बोले ऊपर ठीक है
उधर the voice is cracked. Hello.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah, the
No,
signal is
ask him to close his video. No, probably he will get better voice.
sir, Mahesh ji, hello. Hello.
I think the audio is also lost now.
There are some questions which you can take till then.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you switch off the video so that your bandwidth will improve? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask. Yes.
Yeah.
Radha?
The next question was, this has been answered, but I'm again asking this. Can dismissal of an employee is possible under disciplinary action during lockdown?
Yes,
Yes.
it is possible.
It is possible. I've answered.
Chat box में हो गया ना मेरे ख्याल से, Radha?
Yeah, it's done.
Now, anybody wanting to ask specific can raise hand. And Tushar, if you could unmute them.
Now unmute themselves. They can unmute themselves when they want to speak.
Anybody wants to ask can unmute themselves and introduce yourself and speak. कोई raise of hand है?
No, not till now.
नहीं ना. They can unmute themselves.
Vinod
Anybody
Jain
wants to
is
ask
there.
anything, can
Vinod
unmute.
Jain is there. Anand there. Ravi are there. If they have any questions, you can ask them. Open the.
If they can unmute themselves, no, Tushar, now.
Yes,
Hello?
yes, they can unmute themselves.
Vinodji, would you like to say something?
Mute.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This was a wonderful presentation by Maheshji. I would absolutely everything is answered. My only I would feel is Supreme Court has made a judgment, interim judgment, whatever it is, saying that you have a settlement. And I think even in the final version, whichever it comes, the settlement will have importance and it cannot be ignored, even by the Supreme Court. This is my gut feeling. Therefore, I think what is most important is that we go in for a settlement as early as possible, save ourselves, because at the moment, I'm sure you are ignored. You may be, bothered about this exact moment at the moment, this present moment. But later on, these workmen only will get you through for your, long-term, whatever you're going to do. So long-term wise, your relations with the workmen have to be good, especially in our industry where printing industry is concerned. And since we are all personally involved in the factory, the people, it's all the proprietor is very important to the workmen. I'm sure you have good relations with your workmen. Everybody must be having very good relations with at least a few of the workmen. And you can gather their support and come to a settlement, mentioning to them the real position of the company. And I think whatever you do, go in for a settlement at the earliest possible. This is my suggestion.
Thank you, sir. Maheshji, just to tell you, Vinodji has been representing to the government from our apex body for many years. From our apex body, All India Federation of Master Printers.
Oh, great. Pleasure, sir. You as a participant, should it's a pleasure to it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maheshji.
Mr. Viral Shah would like to ask a question.
Viral Shah.
Sir, can
Yes,
you
Viral.
unmute yourself?
Viral, please unmute yourself. Yeah, Viral.
Yeah, just can you explain that the difference between the COVID insurance and the ESIC, please?
Maheshji.
Insurance is an insurance which this insurance companies like New India Insurance and other Mediclaim policies have been, proposed by various insurance companies, wherein you'll have to pay the premium based on the number of employees strength you have, which are now covering the COVID disease also. Initially, when it was Mediclaims were covering the other disease. So this is the one thing where COVID insurance, why it has been made mandatory by the government is with an intention that the employee or the worker who, if unfortunately gets infected with any of the infection, gets a proper support financially, because otherwise it is overburdening the government machineries like hospitals and all, so that there is an option of these employees and workers being treated in the private hospitals without getting burdened. Now, yes, hospitals also are COVID-19 centers based on their respective districts. I may not be aware of all, but yes. So now for the SIC, there is no ambit of insurance that this is covered, that is covered. It is an social welfare legislation made by the government. So any disease is covered under the SIC. So there is no problem.
Does it answer your question, Viral? Hello, Viral?
Here I would also like to add.
Things are fine. Okay, cool.
Okay. Alok wanted to ask something. Alok, can you unmute yourself? Alok? Yeah.
I just typed it again into the chat box. Sir had explained about the employer being responsible for medical expenses if somebody gets COVID, but the order was not clear. So I'm confused. What is the policy? Does the employer have to pay or not pay?
Employer has to pay the premium of the COVID-19. He has to cover his employees under the insurance of COVID-19.
Only the premium.
Who are not covered in ESI.
Who are not covered in ESIC, yes.
And medical expenses we don't have to pay.
Medical expenses is covered under the Mediclaim, na? So there is no other medical expenses.
If we don't have Mediclaim done so far,
No, I didn't get you.
if there are some people who are not under ESIC
Hmm.
and nor has the insurance been done so far,
So you will have to take insurance of those employees.
and if they get COVID, suppose we do tomorrow, and if they get COVID, then do we still have to pay for the medical expenses?
Yeah, if they get COVID in your during the course of employment, yes, you will have to take the liability and
How will
responsibility.
it be established that he's got it because of the press?
That is a very
You are going into too detail. Nikal
it is-
lena bhai. Alok, you take out whole policy.
yeah. Now, if in
Yeah,
the
tomorrow we will do it immediately. Yeah.
during unlock, if he has reported to duty, he has resumed duty, whether he is infected at his home during transportation or in your establishment, it is your responsibility.
Okay.
Shukla sir, I would just like to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Is it true that the government
Can't hear you, Radha. Little louder, please.
is it true that the government has limited the sum insured from 50K to 2 lakhs? I mean, it's upon the employer whether he can, get the employee insured for 50,000 or 75,000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakh. The maximum limit is 2 lakhs for COVID insurance.
Yes, that is all. Now the Mediclaim policies have laid down their rules and regulations accordingly for that. So you have the scheme based on the coverage, that is 2 lakhs up to 2 lakhs. Yes.
Okay.
Premium has also been defined by the government.
Premium is not so defined, but it is reasonable.
There are control factors, Radha. Usme.
There are control factors.
Medha has raised her hand.
Yeah, Medha. Medha ko unmute karo na, please. Yeah, Medha. Yeah, Medha, go on.
Yeah. It's actually more to do with the insurance guy, but I would like to know the legality of this. If we have to cover now because the pandemic is COVID pandemic, and we have to cover the employees who are not insured under ESIC by a separate policy for them. But COVID, I feel, is a temporary thing. And so does this insurance become not a perpetual one, but till the problem lasts, like, or
Absolutely.
or would they cover other? Huh?
I
Like
believe
do
they
it for
are
a year?
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
sir.
believe to best of my knowledge, there is a specific duration of 3 months COVID-19 insurance, 3 or 6 months only. So
Okay.
accordingly, you can take that stipulated period insurance.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, because otherwise they would have to cover the other viral diseases also. Now we can't keep taking different policies for different viral.
Okay. Radha, last two questions
Yes.
now. We have approached
there is-
6:30 abhi.
There is one impression Mr. Ganesh Date has put in, that it's his impression that everything has to be borne by the employer and there is no help from the government. I mean, that is what is being
Oh,
raised.
that's not a question. That is his
And that's an
impression.
impression actually.
Good. We will put it in our publication. Yeah. Anybody raise of hand hai kisi ka? Okay.
There is one more question. Is an employer allowed to dismiss 20% of people due to the economic crisis?
Dismissal is by virtue of misconduct. Dismissal is not by virtue of any economical crisis. There is nothing explained anywhere that by virtue of economical crisis, you can dispense with the employment of your employee. So every cessation of employment needs to be explained categorically. Please understand the intent of the Honorable Supreme Court while passing this order. You'll have to also understand the intent of the advisory issued by issued by the Government of India for protecting the employees, and also the intent and the preamble of statutes. So it is not that it is the due to financial crisis that you can terminate the services. The reduction of manpower is well provided under the statute, under what circumstances you can reduce and what are the guidelines, retrenchment and otherwise, I mean to say. So you have to follow accordingly.
Yeah. Anand sir, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Since 15th of March, one of the employers doesn't have any work to be provided to the employees. So in normal course, he would have gone for the layoff, in which case he would have paid 50% of the basic plus DA. Fortunately for him, this pandemic situation and lockdown has come to his rescue. So he now denies that I'm not going to pay you anything as per no work, no pay. So which law will prevail on what?
Sir, can you just, Anand sir, can you just, I was unable to, you are not audible.
Okay,
In the,
okay.
Can you start?
Since 15th of March,
That is before lockdown.
before lockdown. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. 15th of March, before lockdown, one of the employers doesn't have any work to provide to the employees. So in normal course, he would have adopted the legal procedure of layoff, in which case he would have paid 50% of basic plus DA. To his fortune, from 24th of March, this sudden lockdown came to his rescue. And he adopts the procedure, advantage of no work, no pay, instead of giving 50% by way of layoff. So which law will prevail on what, if at all, if the union goes to the court?
Please understand, as far as now, even the Honorable Supreme Court has not accepted the argument of the petitioner that during the lockdown, principle of no work and no wages apply. Contrarily, when I was addressing you all, I mentioned about Justice Guge's order
Yes.
of Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court, wherein Honorable Justice Guge has observed that for the present situation of pandemic, the principle of no work, no wages would not apply. So in your given circumstances, where otherwise the employer ought to have declared layoff and paid his worker the layoff compensation, is now taking the rescue of the lockdown and trying to propagate that he is not responsible to pay wages, in my opinion, would not be a rescue help to the employer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Rather, that's it now. We have crossed our time limit. थोड़ा late शुरू हो गया था, इसके लिए मैंने थोड़ा allow किया. What if you have anything else? Sorry.
On behalf of all of us, please accept our sincere congratulations to Dot, because today is your 24th anniversary and you are stepping in the 25th year.
Thank you, sir.
We congratulate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I would just like to conclude by saying that.
One minute, Radha.
Yeah.
Can I take the last poll?
Sure.
It's a little important for us.
Yeah.
How did you find this session? A, excellent, B, good, C, average. Can you just put it on the chat box so we also get motivated for our next session?
Uday, just a suggestion. Can you take a short seminar on insurance, group insurance?
Definitely. If there are any other subjects, that is what Radha is going to cover. If you all have any other subjects in mind, do write to us.
Sure.
With the help of Mahesh ji also now. We can find this. On insurance, Mahesh ji koi hoga to ek batana humko. Acha.
Fair enough. I'll find out and I'll certainly suggest you.
Thank you, sir. Mostly A hai, sir.
Mostly
So
A hai, so
excellent presentation. Excellent. थोड़ा सा वॉइस का आज थोड़ा टेक्निकल इश्यूज था.
there was
We are really sorry for that. Yeah. But अगर किसी का क्वेरी किसी को बराबर एड्रेस नहीं हुआ होगा तो प्लीज राइट टू अस. हम लोग महेश जी से आपको आंसर दिला देंगे. डोंट वरी. Yeah, Radha, go on.
Yeah, so I just like to conclude by
Radha, voice.
I would just like to conclude by thanking Advocate Mahesh Shukla for sparing his valuable time to provide his inputs on this very important topic. Also, a big thank you to all the participants today for attending the webinar and for your, participation and your active participation in this webinar. This webinar was an endeavor on our behalf to disseminate knowledge on a topic which is of critical relevance for businesses subsequent to the lockdown. I would also like to add that you can write into us. We have shared our coordinates on the chat box also, in the presentation also. You can write to us for any further queries you may have, and we will get it addressed by Advocate Shukla. And you can also, for any other of your requirements, you can get in touch with Advocate Shukla. I have shared his number also on the chat box with you. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Mahesh ji. Thank you, audience. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot to you, Uday ji, for inviting me. It was a beautiful interaction. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We are ending the meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.